Hi everyone, and welcome to the Top Football Predictions season 2017-2018, and I'm here as always with Atul Jani.
Hello there pundits, and welcome to a new season.
New season, mate. I can't wait now. I kind of said it every single week, but it's like, the fixtures are well out, obviously now. The new kits that the teams have been playing in. They've been all over the world doing their marketing campaigns and playing their friendlies and pre-season stuff. There's been comings and goings, and it's so exciting now. We can almost taste it and feel it. We're just about a week away. A week tomorrow, I think it's Arsenal-Leicester that start the season. But it's great, mate. But the predictions this season, what's it looking like?
Well, we welcome aboard quite a few new people, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the likes of Frank, Lee, Martin, Mike, Ryan, Steve and Tom.
Absolutely.
So welcome aboard. There's a lot of things to take on board for the first game week or two. Once you get your head around it, enjoy it. I mean, you can also speak to the likes of Akram Alessandro, Dan Bullock, Danny Atware, Gary, Gavin, Mads, and Ricardo.
They were new last season, weren't they?
Last season, and let's be honest. Gary did well in his first season. He won the cup.
Yeah, he did, and Danny Bullock was debutant season, but he got in the money as well. So exactly. Debutants seem to have a, I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but some of them seem to perform really well. But we've kind of, predictions always been there. We've kind of lost people, gained people, and I think eight debutants last season, as you was mentioning. Yeah. We've got a further 6 debutants this season. So I think things are looking quite exciting for the season, mate.
Yeah, indeed, and it's a fresh slate. Let's be honest about it. Everyone's got a chance. As I said, with the newbies, a fine example was Gavin last year. He was rock bottom, wasn't he? And he kept on thinking, I'm not getting it, I'm not getting it. It just comes, it will come to you guys. So stick with it, and good luck to you guys.
And I've been banging out some messages just to make sure, because I think I've said to the guys out there on messages that the most labour-intensive part of the game is the first, pre-season, where you've got to get all your bonus predictions in. But basically, it will just flow that I'll manage it. When I'm away, you'll manage it. No one's going to miss out on any points unless they actually forget to submit their predictions. But basically, we'll make sure that it's all done and above board. Everybody has fun. And those first couple of 3, 4, even up to game week 5, we're all jostling for position, aren't we, mate? We all want to win. We're all competitive, and let's see who roos the roost at the end of the day, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, it's all fun and games. There's so much interest, excitement, banter going on as well. And let's be honest, we all have our own clubs which we follow as well, with the likes of the Spurs, the Arsenals, the West Ham,
the Portsmouths.
Yeah, the Portsmouth won in this, I'm afraid. But you know what? I fly the flag for the lower league, and
absolutely, mate.
You know what? That's where I find the real football.
Now we've got before we go into the fixtures for game week 1, mate, we've got transfers galore. Is Coutinho going to Barcelona? Neymar's getting off his private jet, and he is going. I mean, who leaves Barcelona? But he's going to PSG. We've got other transfers. Liverpool are still muted with getting that Keita. I mean, chappy, that's been going on all kind of summer, isn't it? I don't know, is it ever going to land him or not? But who knows what's going on? But there's some exciting stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to keep an eye out on it. And unfortunately, as a personal perspective, and I think everyone can agree, money has gone ridiculous. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
You know what? It's
for the WhatsApp group.
Exactly, the nature of the beast. People come, people go. People retire. New faces come in. New stars are born, and the old stars are laid to pastures new.
Absolutely.
Like MLS, for example.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Now, game week 1, mate, everybody's getting their end of season bonus predictions, of which I'm kind of cumulatively putting on the sheet, and then once I send that out for the first game week, I'll take shots so that you can see what everybody else has predicted for the end of season. That'll only be available after the game week 1, when I produce the first set of results.
Yeah, listen, mate, just on top of that as well, and make note of this, pundits, at the end of the day, it's very, 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 very important that you get your first set of predictions. It's quite vital, as a lot of the players know, the seasoned players know, these points, you put them in, you enter your details in the sense that who's going to win X, Y and Z, you forget about it. But believe me, those points will come back, and it's very, very important towards the end of the season, it can really certainly decide positions, and you could be in the money or you could be even out of the money. but it's very important, those points at the end.
Indeed, mate, it's a very important point. And this season, more than ever, I mean, we've got about, not everybody is going to get every single prediction correct, but just the end of season bonus points, AJ, I was working out the other day, there's like over 1,500 points available.
I mean,
just on that alone.
Listen, Neymar's deal was a record, but I think this season for us, that is a record. We have busted the bank.
I mean, you normally win it every year, mate, but we chuckle about that in the old towers here. But like, say you're leading by 300 points. That's nothing this season, because if you haven't taken your own medicine and predicted correctly your end of season bonus, and maybe we've got a debutant or something comes through and he's only 300 behind, and then suddenly you look at his end of season predictions and he's like 100 points, 100 points, 100. He could catch you up and overtake.
Listen, we've always mentioned that's how crucial these points are.
Oh,
and I
yes.
know Marky and myself, when we're sort of like going in week by week, sending out these predictions, Mark will definitely 100% guaranteed send you a predictions table with the bonus points and without the bonus points, so you can always see where the bonus points are and whether you have banked any on the way. An example, very quick example, is the sack race, managerial sack race. Now, let's be honest, last season nothing happened till sort of like November, December, and then all of a sudden you had
slow start,
1, 2, 3. So managers can get sacked at any time of the season, and you can win those points early, or you can even accumulate those points later. But that's just an example.
Just get them in, guys. But listen, you're going to have loads of fun along the way this season. Can't wait for it to start. And let's actually have a look at game week 1, because next week, I don't know if we're going to get time to do a video, so we'll do it all here and now. We open the season next Friday, Arsenal, Leicester City. Up until a few seasons ago, Arsenal had a good opening day record, but it's been a bit farcical in the last few years. But Leicester won the league, then they didn't defend it too well, but they're making another signing as well with the old Inicacho.
Yeah.
I mean, they've still got some really good players there. They won't be a pushover this season, I don't think.
Listen, they've retained quite a lot of their players, and to be honest, it's the same for Arsenal as well. It's going to be a close one, edgy affair, Friday game as well to kick off the season, which is, as far as I can remember, I've never come across that.
Yeah, not start the season, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, certainly. Points on the board, points to be grabbed, predictions to be made. It's going to be a tricky one, pundit. So when you're trying to put these points together, have a think about it.
Just for once, Arsenal could be like after game week 1, top of the league. Get in there. Now, game week 1 rolls into Saturday, obviously, and we've got Chelsea, Burnley. There's some really interesting fixtures there. Everton, Stoke. The hot shot game, mate, is West Brom, Bournemouth. Now, what is a hot shot game for those debutants out there?
Well, to summarise it, it's basically a game which doesn't involve the top 6 teams, as per se, with the likes of Man U, Man City, etc., etc. So you guys get the gist of that. And it's to keep interest and to entice you to whether to take a keen interest in these games. For example, let's say further down the season, West Brom, Bournemouth play. No one's really going to be interested to watch them on a Monday night football. But if you've got a prediction and you've got a certain set of points which can guarantee you different positions and jostle up and down,
Absolutely.
We'll take the interest. And it's one of those games where you just score the points.
Well, you score the points indeed, and that's the point I wanted to come to. We've made these hot shots for that reason, and for that, to create the interest in the lower level games. They're treble points.
They're treble points, and they're fantastic.
You hit one of them, I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting, isn't it, mate?
Indeed, and it's proved. We trialled it, I think, last season.
You could have a poor. I mean, look, you've got 10 fixtures per calendar week, right? Per game week. You could have a poor. You might not even be consistent. You might pick up 5 or 10 points here and there, and then suddenly you get one of those games, right? Boom. You
flying up the table, aren't you?
Absolutely, and everything can change. So it's really good. We'll just let the audience know here and now, and for those that aren't watching the video, we're going to put this and drop this in the WhatsApp group next week. But we are doing the first goal scorer game once a week, and for game week 1, the first game to pilot this will be...
I was going to say Portsmouth, but it isn't.
Oh, mate, it's always Portsmouth in your eyes.
Watford versus Liverpool.
Watford versus Liverpool. In that game, whilst we need your prediction, we're also asking you to give us one goal scorer that you think will score the first goal. Now, at the end of the day, We don't get paid for doing this. So you've just got to make that prediction. And if your player even just doesn't come off the subs bench or he just doesn't score, that's just tough luck. But just give us your one first goal scorer. You think the person will be the first goal scorer, and there's 50 points for that. So again, that's another way where there's more bonus points available. They're not end of season ones, but honestly, these points can matter crucially. Can't they, mate?
You can think of all the top scorers. You can even think of the ball boy might score, or the referee might get a header in. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, the chances of that, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I see what you're saying there, mate. Listen, there's a couple of games, and at the moment they're Sunday games, and it's Newcastle Spurs, and there's also Man United West Ham. Now, as much as I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm looking down game week 1, I'm thinking juicy ties. What do you reckon there? Because Spurs, interesting with Spurs, they're now playing at Wembley for this season, whilst their new stadium gets done. Newcastle back in the big time under Rafa the Gaffer. And obviously very impressive last season down in the Championship. And then what about Man United? Well, Mourinho's there. They've got plethora of new signings.
Oh.
West Ham have got some very good signings. I mean, what's going to happen, mate?
Listen, mate, it's a really juicy time. I'm intrigued by the Sunday game. Man U versus West Ham. Man U have splashed the cash. Mourinho has done a couple of dealings, and he's expecting 1 or 2 more to come through the door. West Ham have really played their transfer strategy.
Brilliant, mate.
Hats off to them. You've got the likes of Zabaleta and Hart have been playing for Man City, so they know each other. They can marshal the rear guard action. And then you've also got
Chicharito, Little P. Yeah. I mean, he's a good signing. I think even Mourinho come out and said there'd always still be a place in his side for Little P. But
and Arnautovic as well.
Arnautovic from Stoke, who was one of their better performers. So
they've strengthened their spine. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how both teams settle in. I do, think it's going to be a close game. Just while we're talking about close games, 2 intriguing games for me on a personal basis is the Brighton Man City one. See how they come across. They entertain.
See, these games intrigue me, AJ, especially early season, because everybody thinks, Man City, it's 4-0. I tell you something, especially, they're playing away at Brighton. Is it the Amex Arena? Yeah, but Brighton are good, or they certainly was last season. It's how they can transfer that Championship level form into the Premiership. But this is going to be interesting. What's your other interesting one?
Listen, mate, there was one which really intrigues me, is the Crystal Palace Huddersfield game.
So why are you saying that? That doesn't grab me.
Well, that's the thing. It doesn't grab you because both clubs, let's be honest, could still be in a relegation dogfight come towards the end of the season, and it's a way of getting off the start.
Frank de Boer, isn't it, down at Palace?
Yeah, he's got a point to prove.
Frank de Boer at
He's
Palace,
got a point
incredible.
to prove. They haven't really done that much wheeling and dealing. Huddersfield, I've got a little soft spot.
David Wagner, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, historically, I followed them through and through, and I was really happy to see them move up. But it's going to be interesting because this is like a relegation dogfight, or I'm pinning it on that stake.
A 6-pointer in game week 1. What's that all about? But yeah, you're right. There's some really interesting ties. I mean, how is Swansea going to fare this season with a full season under Paul Clement? I say full season. He might get sacked this season. I don't know. Southampton, Virgil van Dijk. I don't know what's happening with him, but still pretty good at the back. It's interesting, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And again, just harping on, I'm just a little bit jealous. There's a South Coast contingency there with the Southampton, Bournemouth, and Brighton all there. A bit of jealousy, but
let it go, mate. Let it go. Don't worry. You got promotion last season. But no, seriously, we'll try and do regular videos. I know some of you get to watch them. Some of them, either can't be bothered or you're too busy, whatever. But it's all for fun and entertainment. Any questions at all? Me, AJ, we're the guys to go to. Just reach out and we'll get them answered for you. But I know, and I did labour the point as well on the WhatsApp group and video, that people are going on vacation soon. So get them over. If you know you're away with the dates for the first 2 weeks, for example, when you send your predictions in, send them to cover both of those weeks, because I don't want anybody to miss out, but I don't want to start messaging people whilst they're away and stuff. So
and listen, we don't want anyone to be on the back foot from day one, game week 1. You'll always hear this little strap line I say, and I'll kick off the season by saying you've got to be in it
to win it.
Exactly.
That's what he always says. Well, strap lines actually. Was it the great Bill Shankly said football? It's not life or death. It's more important than that.
Yeah.
That's what the predictions is. Come on, let's see who's who's cut the mustard and see who's going to be the best this season.
And,
normally you, but
well, this is the thing. I'm throwing down the challenge to everyone to see topple me off my perch. 3 seasons in a row I've won this predictions, and I'm looking for a real fight this season.
absolutely, we're going to have to get you entrance music and everything, smoke and everything.
Listen,
but,
I was joking to Mark, and I said if I win it this season, I might be able to afford Neymar. So there you go.
on the back of the winnings, but 22 people. Great to have a nice collection of people and some nice newbies as well. So enjoy the season, enjoy the game. Hope your team does well this season.
Yeah, fantastic.
Keep it up to the end, even if you think you're a good few, fair 100 points down. Don't worry, everything can change with the bonus points. And in it to win it. Let's go and have some fun.
Yeah.
So on to game week 1 next week.
Good luck, pundits.
Cheers, guys. Enjoy.